Hello and welcome to this masterclass, especially for all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School. We are about to dive deep into what I believe is the single most critical element in the entire hospitality industry, and that's leadership. My analysis of literally thousands of hotel operations points to one undeniable truth: the quality of the leadership dictates success. So let's explore what that really means for you. People often say that leadership is what separates a good hotel from a truly great one. Well, in our world, in hospitality, that is not a cliché. It's the absolute truth. A visionary leader doesn't just manage a property. As you can see right here, they have the power to literally transform it, to turn it into a genuine beacon of excellence. So, why do we call leadership the cornerstone of success? Well, think about it for a second. A hotel's reputation, its financial bottom line, and, most importantly, the guest experience, all of these are direct reflections of the quality of its leadership. Every single decision, from the very top down, shapes the reality for both your team and your guests. All right, let's start building our blueprint for excellence. What are those core components? The foundational principles that every single successful hotel leader has to master? Let's break it down. It really all begins with three essential pillars. First, you have to forge a clear vision. This is your hotel's North Star, where everyone is heading. Second, you have to embody your core values. And I'm not talking about just putting up posters in the break room. I'm talking about living those values in every single action to build a real, powerful culture. And finally, you must nurture your team. Because let's be honest, a skilled, motivated staff is your only path to delivering truly exceptional service. And kind of holding all of this together is a skill that's often mislabeled as soft, and that's emotional intelligence. In hospitality, trust me, it is a critical operational tool. It's what allows a leader to connect authentically with guests, to really understand the team's needs, and to navigate any challenge not just with efficiency, but with real grace. Okay, so we've got the theory down, but what does it actually look like in practice? It's one thing to talk about these qualities, but it's another thing entirely to see them in action. Let's explore how these principles translate from a big picture strategy into the fast-paced world of daily hotel operations. The ultimate goal here is to build a truly guest-centric culture. What does that mean? It means the guest experience is the central focus of every single department, from housekeeping all the way to finance. An effective leader gets their entire team motivated to go that extra mile, turning a simple stay into an unforgettable experience that builds real, lasting loyalty. And this brings us to a really crucial distinction. On one side, you have the proactive leader. They're always looking ahead. They see industry shifts coming, they embrace new tech, and they adapt to how guests are changing. But then you have the reactive leader. They tend to resist innovation, they're always playing catch-up with trends, and they often crumble when a crisis hits. In today's market, you just cannot afford to be reactive. Knowing the difference between being proactive and reactive is absolutely critical. And that leads us to a really important question. What are the red flags? What are the warning signs that tell you leadership is starting to fail? Now we have to look at the other side of the coin, the critical leadership pitfalls. Understanding these common mistakes is just as important as knowing what to do right, because these are the things that can completely undermine a hotel's success and, frankly, derail a very promising career. Just look at the contrast here. It's like night and day. An empowering leader encourages their team to take initiative. They actually listen to employee feedback because they know the best ideas come from the front lines. They build a strong, cohesive team. A hindering leader? They do the exact opposite. They micromanage everything, they ignore valuable insights, and they end up with a collection of disconnected individuals, not a team. And the consequences of that? They're severe. This isn't just one problem, it's a domino effect. Poor team morale leads straight to high staff turnover. That revolving door of new staff leads to inconsistent service, which causes guest satisfaction to drop. That, in turn, damages the hotel's reputation online, which ultimately results in financial losses. See? It's all connected. And if we drill down into the operational side, a lack of financial smarts at the top can be catastrophic. Poor financial management, misallocating resources, whether that's time, money, or staff, it leads directly to waste, instability, and it just hammers the hotel's profitability. And if you want to see the impact in the simplest possible terms, here it is. The link between leadership quality and guest satisfaction is direct and it is undeniable. As this chart clearly shows, effective leadership drives guest satisfaction way up. Ineffective leadership, it causes it to plummet. It really is that simple. And finally, let's talk about the human cost. Because when a leader neglects their employees' well-being, the result is always burnout, high turnover, and inconsistent service. And let's be crystal clear about this. A failure to support your staff is a failure to support your guest experience. Your people are, and they always will be, your single greatest asset. So we've seen the two paths, right? The blueprint for excellence and the critical pitfalls to avoid. This brings us to the most important part of this whole discussion, the choice of which path you're going to follow. Well, that's yours. And that choice begins right now as you start to craft your own leadership legacy. I want you to think of this slide as a practical checklist for your entire career. In every situation, just ask yourself, is my vision clear and inspiring, or is it kind of vague? Is my communication open and transparent? Am I nurturing my team, or am I micromanaging them? Am I truly prioritizing the guest experience, or am I ignoring their feedback? And am I embracing change, or am I resisting it? This is your personal audit for excellence. Let this be your guide. At the end of the day, leadership in our industry really boils down to two things that you absolutely cannot separate: inspiring your people and ensuring operational success. You can't have one without the other. True excellence is found right at that intersection, where an inspired team drives flawless operations. And so we end with this one question. As you move forward from today, through your career at Europe Hotel School and beyond, every decision you make, every team member you interact with, and every guest you serve will be part of your answer. Your legacy as a leader truly does start now. The only remaining question is, what will it be?